What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs making a signing, of course a college signing, and that is Hobey Baker winner Dryden McKay. Now, I wish a lot of these signings were left for the offseason because I like more and more news in the offseason, but hey, before the playoffs, I guess we can get a little bit of some news. So if you are new here and you're a big Leaf fan, you love news, rumor, trade talk, playoff reaction videos, everything like that, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Also, anybody that is good with making like graphics, video intros, or anything like that, please contact me on social media on my Twitter or my Instagram. I'd really appreciate that. DM me with your work because I really need some stuff done. So please do that. But let's get into the actual video here. If I could actually get this to work, man, this thing has just been all over the place. Anyways, Hobey Baker winner Dryden McKay, a goalie from Minnesota State, will be signing with Toronto. He'll be eligible to participate in training camp and all of next season. Let's see where this goes. Now, this is part of an ongoing story as this loads. He was actually suspended for using a banned substance. Now, I will say this to you guys before people, there's going to be a ton of people trolling Leaf fans on Twitter who are not educated on this story. The substance and what he was suspended for, all that is usually a 4-year ban. He got 6 months because this seems to have been a complete accident. He was taking something to prevent himself even further from getting Omicron, which obviously is a variant of, the word that I can't say in videos because YouTube blocks the videos and demonetizes. But he was trying to be a little bit more safe, wanting to play the whole season and stuff like that. So he was banned for 6 months because it seems to have been a complete accident. He's been very vocal about it. Everybody around the situation has said he's been very honest and traced back everything to prove it. But because it's still a banned substance, they still had to give him 6 months, which he has responded to and said, yep, as much as it's an accident and, he wishes it didn't happen, obviously, he understands because he had no idea. Like, it was like the smallest amount. Like, you have to go and read this article if you want. I believe this is the exact one. Hobey Baker winner Dryden McKay discusses suspension for banned substance. If you want to go check that out because it goes into really great detail. Elliot Friedman was all over this story because Dryden McKay was supposed to do a little bit more. He was like one of the goaltenders that was potentially going to the U.S. for another tournament from the Olympics. Like, he was going to be basically an extra. Like, he wasn't part of the main team, so clearly it sucks for him, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you can't really avoid it. It's and I'm trying to just go through this so I can show you guys a little bit more about it, but it's a really big article here, and yeah, I don't think it was I'm not sure if it was the Olympics or not, but regardless, he was going to play in another tournament. He was going to be one of the extras, and he wasn't actually going to be on the team. I thought it was like the IIHF tournament, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, he's gonna have to get over that 6-month ban and everything like that. But I don't think there's too much. You guys got to go read this article. I have to go read over it again. But regardless, this is something that's been dealt with, and they've said from all accounts that it's a complete accident and everything like that. But I also want to show you guys his numbers. So he's 5'11", weighs 175 pounds. Obviously, you guys don't really care about that. You care about his actual numbers. 931 save percentage and a 131 goals against. Now, numbers that jump off the page is that this guy gets a ton of shutouts, like 10 shutouts this season in 43 games, 10 the year before, 10 the year before, and his numbers are always stellar. Like, this guy hasn't had like really any terrible seasons except for a 1-game sample size where he didn't have the greatest game and it was only 2 goals against. But this guy literally has had amazing numbers. And this is where it gets interesting, because now the Leafs have a little bit more of a deeper goaltending system if you take into account the goaltenders that they have, because the Leafs have been using Shalgren as the backup. I would imagine that that's not something that they want to do all of next season. Maybe they give Dryden McKay a look. I mean, he's 24 years old. His numbers are really good. Maybe they see how he does in the AHL for a bit. You sign a cheaper goaltender to be a backup, because from everything we're hearing, it's looking like Peter Mrazek probably won't be a Leaf next year. They're going to try to dump off that contract somewhere else. So I would imagine the Leafs try maybe Shalgren to start the year, or have somebody else, Joseph Woll, come up and see if he can stick around. They'll give Dryden McKay every look that he can get. But my ideal situation for Dryden McKay is to be the Marlies starting goaltender. I almost said the Leafs starting goaltender. The Marlies starting goaltender, give him some time, see how he does, and then go from there. Because if you find that this guy, can play at a really high level, and the AHL is obviously a very high level, and he's putting up, probably not these type of numbers, but if he gets you pretty close to these numbers, you would hope, then you're definitely looking at a guy that deserves to get a couple looks in the NHL. I'm sure he'll get a couple preseason games. He'll get a look in there as well. But you can't go wrong with goaltending, especially with this level of goaltending, because he's, like I said, Hobey Baker winner, one of the top goalies in the nation for years now. For the last 4 years, they've been saying that he's just been one of the best goalies in that whole realm of college and whatever university or any sort of hockey that isn't pro hockey technically yet. He's been one of the higher ranked prospect goalies. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry guys, I haven't been feeling too good today, but he's one of the best prospect goaltenders out there. If you want to consider a 24-year-old goalie a prospect, which I'm going to in this case. I just think it's a good thing for the Leafs to at least go out there and see what they can do in terms of depth for the goaltending position. And I'm sure that this was a guy that was getting a ton of interest. If every team didn't at least check in on a goaltender putting up these numbers, then you'd be pretty silly. The situation for Dryden McKay could be really good, because Toronto's goaltending hasn't been good. So they could be like, listen, man, play your way up the lineup and see what happens. So definitely some good news for the Leafs. If you are new here and you know more about Dryden McKay, I was a goaltender for a long time, so when I was watching his highlights, I'm not a pro when it comes to evaluating goaltenders, but he's very sound. His IQ in the crease seems to be very good, and I like the way he gets to pucks. There's times where he's going side to side, or if a puck is already behind him and he knows he's got to get the paddle down before that puck crosses the line. He uses that crease IQ to make big saves, and I really like that. So with those big shutout numbers, this guy could be absolutely insane. So if you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Like I said, make sure to message me on Instagram or Twitter if you do have any sort of media, video graphics, anything like that sort of background. I need some help. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Dryden McKay, newest Maple Leaf signing. Peace.